You're listening to Life Check Yourself with life coach, transformational leader, and dating and relationship badass, Marni Batista. Every week, you'll get the raw truth from top experts and real people on the important life and love issues you want to know about. So, if you're ready to life check yourself in your relationships, your career, and the areas of your life that matter most to you, and you're not afraid to be called out on your, stuff, then you're ready for what's next.
Life Check Yourself with Chris Gillis. What the good guys need you to know. Welcome to Life Check Yourself. I've got Chris Gillis. He's in a grumpy ass mood, but I know that once he talks about once he talks about live and pie and sinam, he'll be all happy. So we are here to talk about, oh my gosh, we're getting to the end. There's only like 8 episodes left.
I know. By the way, we have those really cool ring lights on our glasses. We're both wearing glasses today.
I know we are. I know. Jeremy said, we're like,
we will hypnotize you to watch Love Island.
Wait, before we dig in, so you're almost done with your 2nd season of Love Island. Do you love it or leave it?
Oh, do I? Yeah. Do I? What is it? Marry?
Snog or pie?
Snog or pie?
I'll
snog it. I'm not gonna marry it yet.
But you're gonna snog it. Okay, good. I love it. Okay, so that's British for French thing. Okay, I want to talk about when you're in love with someone's potential, because Shaq and Tanya, like, they keep having these issues in their relationship. I think this is just like such the quintessential, like, addicted to the relationship, addicted to potential, like getting back to compatibility without dealing with the real issue. Looking into someone's eyes and just being like, oh, melty, and then forgetting that you're mad at them. You watched the Snog Marry Pie episode, correct? Yeah.
Right.
So all the women wanted to marry Shaq because he's such a good dude. Like, he's a good communicator. He's very grounded. He doesn't get involved in drama. He communicates. Yeah. And Tanya just has been showing up in movie night. She was just so aggro and like defensive. Why do you think they keep getting back together? Do you think that Shaq has blinders on? Do you think they have something that we don't know about?
I think a lot of these guys, which is great on the show, girls, guys, everybody, they're these beautiful people. And it's a great reminder for us listeners. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. Love is hard. And yes, these guys may have, hooked up with a lot of girls, but a lot of them most of them haven't had like long-term.
No.
I don't think of any serious, like long-term, let alone serious girlfriend. So,
or ever a girlfriend. I think Ron got his first girlfriend.
Right? Insane to me.
Yeah.
Geez Louise. Yeah, it's mind blowing. So I think that we've seen on some of these episodes, I think a lot of people are feeling some of these feelings for the first time, and they're just remember when you were the first time you had a boyfriend and girlfriend, and you would do whatever and run through a brick wall for them. And I think I do agree that he is a great communicator, and man, this is his first time, and it's only going to get easier, bro. You can deal with this chick.
Exactly. Yeah, I think, and I don't remember how old Tanya is or her situation, but I remember she's really smart. She's like a biomedical student. Like, she's a very intelligent woman, and she's definitely a good catch. I think what I see is that in the face of her insecurities, she gets very reactive, like most people, right? And now that she feels secure in her attachment with Shaq, she seems like she's very much chilled out a little bit. However, they still, and I'm going to put a pin in it for down the road, if they end up breaking up, this is what I think it will be, is that he gave her the ick. There was some mansplaining and talking down. And so we just don't know, because they haven't had another argument, if those issues have been resolved, if anyone has learned and grown. And so what I think the takeaway from that is that I love that they're continuing to work on it. I think we won't know if they are learning and growing together until there's some sort of challenge.
And one of the things you pointed out earlier is that, and I think that why he's kind of in this predicament, and this is good advice for the ladies here, is he kind of dove into the pool head first without really checking the depth of it and swimming around and getting to know the corners and the edges and figuring out what it
So
at.
true.
And he's
Yeah.
and he's fully committed now. And now, she's reciprocating with I love yous, I love yous, I love yous, but there's still so much basic communication and maturity. And I don't, like you said, she just seems to be so defensive all the time. And every time he brings up any issue, she blows up at him and gets, there's some people who can handle that, but sometimes it's just tough it's not a great long-term communication strategy.
Yeah, we have to see how that one goes. So it's really interesting though, because Shaq and Tanya like got in a couple right away. And he was like, in a week, he was like, I love you. And then you look at Ron and Lana, right? And Ron was like, they ended up in a couple like right away, but he insisted on dating other people while he was dating her, ultimately for a good ending, right? Like by the time Casa Amor comes, he's like committed and they've been on a strong path ever since. And so I just think this proves that you don't want to fall for what I call I met the most amazing guy syndrome, which is like, oh my God, I met the most amazing guy. Get rid of everybody else. Close yourself off, as Casey says. Like totally imagine, having babies or like retiring and like, buying a villa in France with this person. And then getting to know them.
Didn't you say when you first met my ex that when you met her that she had that? Do you remember you telling me that?
Yeah, she totally did that.
She was, and I've never heard about this guy again. She barely remembered his name, but you said she was so incredibly excited about this Prince Charming. And one of your buddies says, there's only one way you can fall when you push a guy up to this magical, mythical Prince, like no way he's living up to that fairy tale.
Yeah, exactly. And then so Ron is like dating, right? Like he's dating, he's filling his funnel. Lana doesn't like it. He maybe could have done it better, but in the end, they sort of like choose each other rather than just sort of like fall into it. So now, I can't believe I like Ron. And now I'm like so mad at Casey and I don't know why. So for those of you who are not playing along, Casey is like jokes. He's funny. He's cute. I really liked his personality. He dated Claudia. They went to Casa. He dated someone else for a minute, decided he liked Claudia better. And now someone else has come in. And after 2 days, he's like, never mind Claudia. And the gang isn't having it. The girls are mad at him. His guy friends are mad at him. Did Casey do anything wrong in this journey? Like, because why am I mad at him, Chris?
I think they're mad at him because he's a good guy. She's a good gal. And they're mad that probably just transference projection. They're worried that, that could happen to them.
But do you think so? Jeremy is like, oh my God, Casey has bright, shiny object syndrome, right? Like Claudia is boring. Like Claudia's maybe boring. He got her. He won.
Yeah.
He won her back after, she didn't really give him that much of a hard time after Casa. And now there's like some other girl. By the way, Jeremy thinks the other girl is less attractive than Claudia.
Huh. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, and so do you think that he's just that guy? He's like a serial monogamous, like a month here, a month there? Because that's what he said that he does. No, he said he had a long-term relationship for like a little over a year that ended. Okay. So do you think he has like bright, shiny syndrome? Or do you think he's just really, after 2 days, Rosie is his woman?
I think the third thing, I think that I think there's some partial truth in all of that, but I think that Claudia's very normal insecurity
she does not have a lot of confidence.
No, babe. And that's what's so, even when she erupted from like, remember when she was like red feathers and all these things, like, she was actually, I could tell she was actually nervous. And look, who wouldn't be, right? So not to shit on this girl. This is who wants to watch their man constantly making out with other girls and all these things, and it would break most people. But I think this is just too much hardcore Love Island snogging games to handle. And I think it really shows, as you talk about like some of the little cracks in her armor, it's really opening her up. And that's what's causing that ick. I hate to use that word, but that like not as hot. And then she's kind of, nipping at him. And then he's like, I don't like this. because I'm used to being a serial monogamist or whatever, where the other girl is just more chill. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I can understand why he is, why he is initially more attractive, Claudia appears less attractive to him because of that.
Yeah, well, so this is, if it's the wrong guy, right? And you start to have needs and you start to like, ask hard questions. And I think Casey, because I've been watching the unseen bits and he's hilarious.
I heard that. You said that he's hilarious.
Yeah, also, him and Will and Tom are like the jokesters and the pranksters, and they're just having like the best time together.
Why do they show this on the show?
I don't know. The unseen bits is like now my new favorite. They're literally hilarious. And Casey's just really a jokesy guy. He's like best friends with Will. Like they're doing it. They did a whole thing where they went in the girls' dressing room, all the guys, and they put all their makeup on and like put their clothes on and like did photos. And it was so funny because they were like picking up the makeup, the products, and they were like, eye contour lash. They were like, does anyone know what this is? It was really cute. Anyway, so I was liking Casey. I was liking him a lot. I think that I wish Claudia after like the second day would have been like, you know what? I'm out. Like, if you don't know that I'm your person after this point, because everything is fast tracked here, right? We've known each other for like 3 weeks. Someone else is more interesting. I kind of don't want to wait around for you to be chosen.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And I think that would have changed the dynamic. And I think she said, I'm nobody's option, but she wasn't acting like it. She was giving him space. And I think that Casey is jokes. And I think that when things get a little like challenging, he's going to be like, anybody else want to just do the first part of dating again, where it's fun and we just talk and get each other to know and like make each other laugh. So
do you think we're going to get to see this play out to the end? Because what are we about? A little over halfway through?
Well, the public needs to start sending some people home. I mean, usually they are doing it by now, I feel like. Because, I think Olivia would have been sent home a while back if the public would have voted. But now, I don't know. I think the public might not like Casey and might send him home. And then that would be like, is Rosie go with him or does she stay? So I don't know. It's getting down to the end. So, but I would love for Claudia to start dating the guy, Keenan, that is the only other single guy there. I think he's been so this is another great thing. Like, I love the way Keenan is like friend zoning. Like, he's like, he got friend zoned, but he didn't just sort of like disconnect. He's like being like, I'm here for you. I'll be your friend. They're having like real conversations, I think, because the pressure's off. And then she kissed him in the challenge. And so I wonder if she'll just peace out or if she'll start being more interested and give it a go with Keenan.
Yeah, she seems to be just friend zoning him. It's tough to make it from the friend zone to the end zone, though. So we will see.
I don't know. I think Claudia is stunning, but yeah, she's got some low self. That is the biggest jug of water I've ever seen. Let's take a giant jug. Mine's really big too. Everybody drink up, hydrate.
Take a big drink. Water, stay hydrated, people.
If you're listening on the podcast, Chris has a pitcher, like a beer pitcher that he's drinking water from.
I'm like, when you're remember a little kid and you'd go to like Chuck E. Cheese or Peter, then they give you all your root beer in this giant, as a kid, you're like, yeah, this is living.
Yeah, I got a pitcher. Woo!
Oh man, and now I'm still living.
I love it. Okay, let's go back to your notes because I got a little sideways. Okay, so I want to talk about the way Kai, this is kind of what you had on your notes, but it's part of it. Kai is like having no shit from anyone. He's like, ever since Casa, he's like not engaging with Liv. He refuses to get in the drama. Even during Snog, Mary, and Pie, he did not pie her. He's just like, she's like, Liv's like, oh, I'm going to get it. Like I want the attention. And he didn't give her the attention. He's just focused on his woman and he's not getting into it with anyone. I think he's got does a really good job of like acknowledging people. And I'm not sure that he owes Olivia an apology. And so the fact that here it is like 2 weeks later and Olivia pies him, she's like, and this is for not being a man and apologizing. I just think Kai is a school teacher. I just think he's like, girl, I got my woman. You do you. I'm standing by my values. And he just doesn't get into drama. And I think he's really been pretty good at it. And then you look at Jesse, who's trying to create drama. Right. And Casey's like, why are you talking? Did you watch that scene when Jesse is coming to Casey and he's like, she's like, I know, you worked it out with Will and Tom and, you're mad at them that they didn't have your back and they pied you because they're standing up for Claudia. But I think that wasn't very nice that you took it that way. Like, I don't understand why you even made Will feel bad. And Casey is like, why are you even talking to me about this? Like, I totally talked about it with my friends. And she's like, well, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I don't get it. Yeah. And then he's like, I just feel like you're kind of having a go at me. And she's like telling again. And then my favorite thing he did, talk about setting boundaries. He's like, you can go now. Like, he has to literally tell her to go. And then if you're watching on YouTube, he literally, like, she won't go. So he sits on the daybed and he literally turns his body and looks away. It's funny. So awkward. So is Jessie like a muckraker? Like, is she that girl who's really sweet and innocent, but like she really likes, it starts doing drama with your friends and you're like, wait a minute, is this woman drama? She's an
Australian physical fitness instructor. Because she definitely seemed to kind of drag on, and maybe we'll talk about this at some point. She's really kind of dragged on the pain and the wrongness and, I don't know, victimhood that she, experienced, and which was pretty okay. I was like, okay, I can see it. That hurt. But then the other people experience it and they're like, okay. And
I know
their shoulders on there. So I do think she likes that loathing kind of waddling in.
Yeah, I think she likes a little drama. And now she's sort of gone behind Casey and gotten involved with this beef that Will and Casey had that they put behind them. Yeah. And now Casey is kind of going around and muckraking some nasty stuff about Jesse. But I think it's an interesting thing. And that's why, I always say, like, when you're dating someone, you want to see how they show up consistently over time. And when you start to introduce someone you're dating to your friends, right, like the circle gets a little bit bigger, you can then start to see how they interact with your friends, how they interact with your family. The issue is, and I want to get your opinion on this, is that Will said something in confidence to his woman about how he felt hurt by his friend. And then she went and told the friend, like, you really hurt my boyfriend. And when they circle back, Jesse and Will, he's like, hey, like, you're my woman. And I told you something that was between us. Yeah. And I'm not a fan of you going and sharing that with other people. Like, that's not cool. What do you think about that? If your guy tells you something and, you want to do something about it, is it okay to like go try and fix or solve or remedy that problem? Or is what happens in that conversation sacred?
I don't think you're going to like this answer, Marni. But
I like all your answers.
I don't think the guy should share information that, knowing that it's just, man, it's just so tough. It's so, if it's juicy and salacious and involved and they're all sitting in the villa together in life, or if you're on vacation or whatever and they're all sitting around Cabo, you gotta wait till you get back home, so she can't just get so excited and have a couple too many Mai Tais and information is going to leak out of there. So I think there's some things that, guys, it's better that that you don't share if it is that important, because that's just awkward and it's tough for her. And I mean, because she cares for him, right? She's going to want to fix it.
Right. And that's what she said. She said, you really hurt Will. Let me re-explain what he really meant. And Casey's like, no, Will explained to me what he meant. Like, we good. Why are you
Yeah.
involving yourself? So I think that'll be interesting to see. I'm not sure Will and Jesse are going to make it for the long term. I was a big fan at the beginning, but I'm not sure.
You were so bullish and both, and I, as we were on them, and we were very bearish on Kai. I was like, he's like paint dry, and then Ron, like, he's such a shit. And it's interesting. And then we're talking about how the other people, you know, they started off on a pedestal, but
Tom,
Ron was like, he was at the ground. So hey, if you're gonna be bad, you can only improve. So maybe that's the secret. Start off, be real shithead, and then anything you do normally, then your woman's like, oh well, at least it's better.
I know. Well, that kind of begs the question, you know, and I have an opinion on this, but I don't have the answer, obviously, because I don't think there is one. But, you know, like, if the premise is these guys are going in, they're looking for connection, you know, and they're dating a lot of people. And we know Tom's making eye contact with everyone. And, you know, Kai's like dating everyone. And so is Ron. I was shitting on them. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like the way Tom was like saying the same thing to everyone. But then, you know, after Cost More, it's like they had to choose. And now they're like coupled up, and Ron's asked Alana to be his girlfriend. And so we don't know, are you doing it because of the game? Do you want to win? Do you want to be the like most favored by the public? Or is that just what dating is? You know, you date, you're looking for a relationship. You got to date a bunch of people. Sometimes you say a bunch of shit to a lot of different people. It doesn't mean you're a bad person until you find your puzzle piece. So in that case, then what they're doing is they're just dating. And usually we don't see what happens. We only see what happens with the one person we're talking to. If he's, and we do that too. Like, women do it too. Like, if you're smart enough to date multiple people, you're flirting with all of the guys. You're talking to all of them about stuff. So.
You're recycling the same corn dick jokes or stories or whatever it is that worked on the last guy to get him. Yeah, absolutely. We're using our same humor, like you know, like a comedian who practices in front of a cheap crowd and then a better crowd. Then he's finally mastered it, and he's like, oh my god. So
That's so true.
It begs the question, Marni, is like, I think it's kind of where you're going, is like, are these in the end, he came back to law. And I was going to say, it's like, it's not necessarily these venues getting, you know, were they bad to start with, or did he just get more comfortable and master his chat and who he was? And then when they were finally, I think that seems to be the magic with Casa. And then the people had to pick one. And then they're like, okay, just kidding. This is the one I'm
yeah, good. Exactly. Well, and it's like, okay, well, I feel the best connection with this person. I mean, the only thing that's really great about this thing with Casey and Rosie is that happens. You date someone, you date them for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and your ex comes back. Or you meet someone out, you know, and women are always saying, like, why didn't he pick me? Yeah. And I think, like, Claudia's beautiful and whatever. He's just, he just had better connection so far with Rosie, and also maybe he has issues. But I think the message for that is, like, it doesn't matter why he didn't pick you, but he did pick you.
You know, and it's great to note, Martin, that how hard it is to not be picked from everybody. And Claudia, maybe even harder, to be honest. I bet you this is probably the first time in her life she hasn't got picked. She is so, you know, stunning and beautiful. Now she's surrounded by all these gorgeous bombshells, so they call them, and all these studs. And she's like, oh no. And she was just leaking a little bit, and it wasn't that attractive.
Absolutely. Okay. Last thing is, what do you think, and this is pure speculation because they're not getting a lot of screen time, but do you think Maxwell and Olivia are the real deal? I mean, they're super boring. Like, she's so boring. I think she's in it. I think Olivia has just been in it the whole time to try and stay as long as possible. And
I guess I'm just thinking about just her as an individual, because he doesn't get to say much because she takes up. What would it be like dating a male version of that gal? And so for those who aren't following along on the show, this is this person, the gal who makes everything about her. Everywhere you go, you sit at the table, no matter what you start, she's going to top it. She's going to have some piece of drama that's bigger, juicier, sadder. Woe is always me. No, a good time is somehow turned scary and dramatic, and you're just like, oh my God, why do we bring her with us? She won't shut up.
Yes. I don't think anyone even likes her at this point. I mean, the girls like her,
No.
but she shits on the people. She's a gossip also. She's super judgmental.
Yeah, we've kind of skipped over the movie night as well. Yeah, and you get to see cameras are watching them recording the untruths that they said, and the pictures and the hypocrisy that they nailed their other partners for. And it's just, and then she was shitting on her own friends and all these sort of things. Like, I don't know. I think it'd be hard to, I think we just said the answer there, Marn. If a gal or a guy you're into doesn't have a lot of friends, it's not likely that he's going to make a great partner. I can't even think of any exceptions to that rule. Really, really good. If he doesn't really have any friends, and if he's just shitting on people and they're all kind of like, oh, keep her arm's length because they can't kick her off the show. She seems like a nightmare.
I know. I'm like, please vote her. I hope she goes soon. I don't know who's going to be it's really who's the biggest villain. And I think her villain time has passed because now there's more drama.
Will they bring anybody else on to replace her, or are we done? This is it.
No, we're going to start narrowing it down now.
Excited.
I know, it's so exciting. Well, we did a lot. We got a lot covered. I think there's a lot. I do really think that this show really does mirror real dating in so many different ways. And we'll see if anyone else goes down the girlfriend or exclusive. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. One last thing. So Sammy and Tom go into the hideaway, and Tom says, I want to make you exclusive. I saw the funniest TikTok imitating all these people, and they're like, Tom was like, yeah, I'd like to go get exclusive with you there. Yeah. I really love you. I really love you. Like, he doesn't move his lips. Anyway, but he says, do you want to be exclusive and not, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I was trying to key into Sammy's body language. Do you think she was going like, why do you just want to be exclusive and not be my boyfriend? Did you catch that? Did you notice anything?
You're right. I caught them on the couch and she was mentioning exclusive, but yeah, do you think brain just didn't come up with the word girlfriend? And
I don't know.
But bananas. These guys are they're like giant, handsome fifth graders. They're just, it's insane. It's weird. Will you be my Valentine? It's
I know, and it's so cute. I know, but I think it's nice when a guy says, do you want to be my girlfriend or exclusive? And I know that out there in the dating world, probably with younger people more so than older people, is the exclusive thing before, like, boyfriend, girlfriend. But yeah, I did those
little notes, Marnie. We stick it back in the school. Do you want to be
exactly. Oh, sorry, it landed on exclusive. Got it. See, come watch us on YouTube. You could see us do our little origami thing. So yeah, I just wondered if, like, because some people will say like, oh, he didn't ask me to be his girlfriend. He just wants to like hang out with me a lot, you know? And so it'll be interesting to see if there's anything with Sammy, or she just turned 23. So we'll see. Okay. We'll see. Ladies, so like, go back and listen to this. Like, are there any of these patterns that you do? Remember that when you're dating, you should definitely be dating more than one person, so you don't end up disappointed. Choose your person. Don't just be chosen, because you're all that in a bag of damn chips. Christopher, I will see you soon. You can see Chris on our TikTok, by the way. If you follow TikTok, definitely go check out. We have a few videos of me and Chris. It's at Dating with Dignity. Also check out our Instagram. I just recorded like 8 or 9 videos on green flags for men and how do you keep yourself grounded when you're in a relationship. So much good stuff. So go to at Dating with Dignity on Instagram, follow us, share, and you can find Chris at consultantchris.com if you know any mans who needs some styling, some help. And we will see you on this very same place next time. Bye-bye for now. Don't forget to life check yourself.
Hey, thanks for tuning into today's show. So if being in an intimate relationship in which you feel 100% seen, heard, and accepted by a high caliber man is a priority for you right now, and you're interested in seeing if you're a fit for working with me and my team at Dating with Dignity, here's what I want you to do. Just head over to DWDVIP, That's D as in dating, W, D as in dating, VIP.com, and book a call to speak with my team. We'll get on the phone with you for about 60 minutes and you'll get crystal clear on what's stopping you from finding true love right now. We'll also take a look at what you want to create, what you want your whole life to look like when you're able to finally be fully expressed as a woman in a healthy relationship with an incredible guy. And if we can help you get from where you are right now to where you want to be, we will show you the fastest path possible that makes sense for you to do that. We help smart, successful women all over the world solve this one missing piece in their life so they can finally have it all. So to see if we can help you do the same thing, head over to dwdvip.com. I'm Marni Batista, and let's talk soon.